Hello there, good morning, everybody, and welcome here to the Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show. So, we're here with the final episode of the series I'm running for the month of April. So, April has come to its conclusion. Actually, it isn't the final episode, it's the number one episode. We have one more episode, a honorable mentions, which I'll do later this afternoon. This is of my 30 favorite spring albums. Number one, it was almost number two, but I just kept thinking while I was doing it, this album is just too good. I can't put it lower than first. And this is Triumph's Triumph's Just a Game. I don't think this is a big surprise to people that this will be my number one for this. This album was released back in March of 1979, towards the end of the month, I believe. So it gets that springtime feel going. It might actually have been released just before the springtime, but it doesn't tell you exactly the day it was returned. So I'm going to go with it being at that time period. So March 1979, I was barely 15. I wasn't even 15, actually. I was only 14 at the time. Album had a huge impact on me. I played it like day and night for months. And there's a couple of books I was reading at the time, and every time I see those books, this pops into my mind. Every time I go to that area where I lived, this pops to my mind. Every time I see people I knew during that time, this pops into my mind. Probably one of the most albums that triggers the most memories of any album I own. I love the artwork. Yeah, it really doesn't make much sense, but I like it anyways. I actually like the inside of this album too. So I'm just going to pull it out so you can see it. So there's your outside, back and front. And then you also have this silly game thing here in the middle here with a picture of them in concert over here. And so it's kind of fitting that they're doing a tour this year as well, that we're picking this album to be number one, or at least I'm picking this album to be number one. Love every track on the album. I like the bluesy parts of this album quite a bit, and I'm not generally a bluesy type of guy, but they were very impactful when I was young enough to cry, and Suitcase Blues were among my favorite tracks on this album initially when it first came out, along with probably Lay It on the Line and Just a Game, the title track. Both absolutely. So those four songs were kind of dominating early, but other stuff, Moving On, became one of my favorite, if not my favorite track on the album. American Girls is the one kind of track on here that I liked initially, but never really have returned to it ever. To me, it's the weakest track and maybe the only track here that's not a top line track. Hold On, of course, is the other big, well-known track on the album, along with Lay It on the Line. And then you've got Fantasy Serenade, which is a acoustic classical bit, which he tends to do one of each on most of each of their albums that they have. This is a well done one, probably my favorite one of all of his acoustic stuff. So their third studio album, definitely one of my favorite albums. My favorite for this series anyways. For many years, it was my favorite album altogether. So anyways, Triumph's Just a Game, that's my pick for today. Please hit the like and subscribe. And if you want, you can put your own number one in there, or you can talk about Triumph, or you can talk about the band or the album if you wish. Anything, you can put all that comments in the comment section below. I thank you for joining me for this series for the month. We will have one honorable mention this afternoon around 4 o'clock. I'll probably put it out. Got about maybe, looks like about 15 or maybe 10 or 12 albums in there that there will be some surprises here. Some people will think these albums would have made it, but you can only put 30 in a list of 30. So somebody's going to lose out, but I definitely wanted to do an honorable mentions today for this series, specifically because some of the albums have been great. Anyways, I hope to see you all later this afternoon for the honorable mentions. Until then, have yourself a good afternoon. Take care and goodbye here from the Prog Monster.